It's Emma James with MediaWatch. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Now, online, there is a debate raging over whether or not there's been a coup in Zimbabwe.
Yes, indeed. It is a matter of semantics, really, but the Zimbabwean Defence Forces say this isn't a coup. Plenty of people on the ground in Zimbabwe say it is. I think probably the image that sums it up the best is this particular cartoon from Paulie, where you've got two pigeons looking down at the scene in Zimbabwe with tanks outside the state broadcaster. One pigeon saying coup, coup, the other one saying not coup, not coup. This Twitter user says, nothing says there has been a coup more than a man in military uniform appearing unannounced on state TV late at night to say there has not been a coup. However, the ZANU-PF youth wing has tweeted to say that this was not a coup. The army is simply effecting a national democratic project, and it's doing so with peaceful aplomb. Now, a lot of the media focus is on one person in particular, and it isn't Robert Mugabe. It's almost as though he's already out of the picture at 94 years of age. He's kind of been written off in reaction to this. The focus is very much on his wife, Grace Mugabe, who's 52 years old, considerably younger than him. She's been nicknamed First Shopper and Gucci Grace because of her taste for the lavish lifestyle. And this article in particular paints a picture of a mercurial and really ruthless individual. And what's interesting to see is that as recently as just 3 days ago, the Standard in Zimbabwe was writing an article saying that really there was nothing to stop her. They say in 3 years she brought down 2 vice presidents and hundreds of experienced ZANU-PF politicians, anyone basically that was viewed as a stumbling block to her achieving her ambitions and reaching the very highest office of politics. However, not everybody believes that the man who is set to take over is really the man for the job, because Emmerson Mnangagwa has been nicknamed the Crocodile, and in this particular article they say that he is not known for his kindness. I think that's putting it mildly. They quote British MP Kate Hoey, who says he's probably the one person in Zimbabwe who inspires even greater terror than Robert Mugabe.
Change your tone. France is celebrating. Explain to us why.
France celebrating again because hot on the heels of getting the 2024 Olympics, they're now getting the 2023 World Cup. This is the image that the French Rugby Federation tweeted out earlier on today. It's one that I'm sure we're going to be seeing rather a lot of in the coming years. Of course, they beat South Africa, who were expected to take this hostship, and they have been very forthright in their bitter disappointment about the whole situation. They say that World Rugby ran an exhaustive transparent process for 15 months to identify the best host nation in their view, them, and of course in the eyes of the independent adjudicators too. However, the process, they say, has become entirely opaque in the last 2 weeks, and now we have France who are going to be the hosts. What's interesting to note is that, as this Twitter account points out, the Springboks have a chance to get their revenge this Saturday because the two will play in a rugby match this weekend.
It could be a good game, couldn't it?
Of course, the ultimate revenge would be this. This is a quote from Alistair Coetzee, the South African coach, who said, "We didn't win the bid, so we will just win the tournament in 2023 instead." We'll have to wait and see. Interestingly, though, there is an awful lot of talk that this was basically a done deal, bought and paid for. The Times reporting that France won the right to host the World Cup because they were the country with the biggest chequebook. 24 votes went to France, despite the fact that South Africa were the ones that were supposed to be recommended. Interestingly, Ireland seems to have taken it on the chin, tweeting this: "Congratulations, France 2023, bon chance, good luck." Others pointing out there have been some previous humiliations at the hands of the French, including this one. Not the first time the French have robbed us of a World Cup, because, of course, you may remember back in 2009, Thierry Henry, with hand goal, or hand of frog, as some people dubbed it, actually knocked Ireland out of the World Cup with a ludicrously obvious handball, and so some people recalling that injustice today.
Rugby World Cup last in France in 2007. Winners were South Africa. So there is a bit of a precedent there, and perhaps the fact that could be repeated in 2023.
Maybe.
We will wait and see. Emma James, thank you very much indeed. Kate with the business, thank you too. And thank you very much for being with us. Stay with us, though. Much more to come here live from Paris.